Shalom everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. This video is make a difference between clean and unclean. This has to be done. This must be done before I go into some of the next videos in the next coming weeks. This all started back when I did that video, Return and Discern. When I did that video, Yahuwah was speaking to me the whole time as I was doing the video, after I did the video, and I knew what he was saying. Okay, you must discern. You've returned and now you must discern. I want you to understand, those that have not returned within his borders, it's impossible. According to scripture, it is impossible for you to be able to discern. That's why he simply said, come out of her, my people. He didn't say discern, my people. No, he said come out of her. Once you come out of her, you return back within his kadash land. You have to go through a process, a learning process. You have to make a connection with him. And once you do this, he will begin to show you things and you will understand, and this is when you will be able to discern. So some of the next few videos I have to do, once again I must do this one so you will understand why is he bringing some of this stuff out. Why is he talking about this and this? And if we don't do this, we're going to see through scripture, if we don't do this, number one, we walk in error. Number two, our people will be lost in confusion, will be lost, just completely lost and not knowing which way to turn. Okay, this is the scripture that I did in that video, Return and Discern, and this is coming from Zadok 9:44. He says, then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked. You see, this is, we must discern between who is righteous, who is wicked, because our people, we don't understand who is righteous and who is wicked. He says between him that serve Yahuwah and him that serve him not. And this is a question that in our last Shabbat class I asked, what does serving Yahuwah means? And you must ask yourself this question. What does serving Yahuwah means? Because as a people waking up from slumber, from sleep, we do not understand, nor do we know what serving Yahuwah means. Now let me show you this word. This is the Hebrew H5647, abad. This is the word. This is what it means. It means, we see here, it's translated as serve, do, till. This is what it's translated. It says to work, to serve. Now we understand this part, but we go a little further. Look at this. To serve with levitical service. So now we're talking about the works of Louis and what Louis has been consecrated to do, what he has been set apart to do. This, when you get into this arena, this area, this is what you're talking about when you saying serve Yahuwah. He gave commandments on us and what we are to do, how we are to bring our offering to Louis, and what Louis, all of his instructions, how he must carry out his service. This is serving Yahuwah. To be work, to be tilled. This is important. We must till the land. Look at this, land, to till, of land. Till the land, sow our seed in the ground. When the harvest comes up, bring our offering, bring a tenth, bring our offering to Louis for the service, because this is what he required. This is what he asked of us. This is serving Yahuwah. Once again, this is going to be a process that we have to go through, and our people do not understand what this means. When we serve in Egypt, Yahuwah said, let my people go that they may serve me. We cannot, here's the point. We cannot serve, and I've said this before, we cannot serve him scattered all across the earth. It's impossible. impossible. Okay, this is Zadok 8 and 14. This is the other one that I brought up. And to make a difference between the clean and the unclean. Now, if we don't make a difference, I'm talking Yasharal here. Yasharal here only. I'm talking about Yasharal. If we don't make a difference between the clean and the unclean, our people and GUI will partake in clean and unclean. And it says, and to make men discern between the kadash and the profane. We are to make men discern. Yes, this is why I'm compelled to do what I have to do. He's saying we must make men. What does make mean? Form something by putting parts together. We're going to have to put the truth together, and once we start putting this truth together, we will filter the lies out. We will put away with the lies and put the truth together. We will construct, build, assemble. This is what making, talking about. This is what it's saying. Would it make men discern? This is what must take place. Ezekiel 44 and 23. And they shall teach my people. This is what the Father, this has always been written. This is something that we should know. And they shall teach my people the difference between the kadash and the la kadash, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. Once again, if we don't do this, we will not know what's kadash and what's la kadash. It would be impossible. We will have no way of knowing. And if we stay scattered in all these lands where he's driven us, it's impossible for us to be able to determine what's kadash and what's la kadash. And in America, once again, you're in the belly of the beast. You can't keep commandments. You can't keep. Listen, I'm not going into it, but Louis can't set up in America. We can't sow our seed in the ground in America and bring our offering to Louis. We can't do this. But once again, this is what our people are doing. Leviticus 10 and 10. That you may distinguish between kadash and la kadash, and between clean and the unclean and the clean. This is something we're supposed to be doing. And once again, we have failed. Our people have failed in doing this. Now, I've been doing this on this channel. I've been doing this for a while. I've been bringing out what's kadash and what's la kadash. What are some of the things I brought out here? The word God. I show who this is, and how it has nothing to do with the Father. And it's a Hebrew word. When you speak it in English, it's a Hebrew word. And we're speaking this word all over the earth. The people over here, they say God. Of course, they say Allah. But when they speak to someone from America, they say God, because they know you don't understand. Allah is supposed to be mighty one. In America, in English, is God. I showed you the word Christ, how this word hooks you up. Listen, this is profane. The word Christ is profane, but yet I see, our people still speaking this. But this word, when you saying Christ, you're talking Roman anointed. I showed this in the Strongs. Listen, Yahusha is Mashiach, and the Mashiach is the king of Yasharal. Christ is not the king of Yasharal. This has been proven. L-O-R-D, when you call on L-O-R-D, I showed this is B-A-A-L. We should be from this. Pagan. I went through this word pagan. I showed this is what I was doing. I was distinguishing between the kadash and the la kadash. This word pagan, they created this. And if you break down if you're in the truth, if you're walking according to where Yahuwah told us to walk, according to the three religions, you are a pagan. I brought this out, but yet our people still saying this is pagan and that is pagan. Why? Because we cannot distinguish between kadash and la kadash in America or in these other lands we have been scattered to. I know this is difficult to swallow, but this is the truth. I brought out gospel. What is gospel? I showed you. It's a spell. It's a spell from G-O-D. Very simple, easy to understand. We don't operate in any gospel, us that have returned and discerned. We operate in the bashar. We understand the bashar. We understand the true and righteous kadash message, and not this gospel. There is no spell. We broke off from the spell. Malachi 3:18. Then you shall again discern. Why is it saying again? We discerned once before and we fell. So he's saying, then you shall again discern between the righteous and the wicked, between one who serves Elohim and one who does not serve him. Why? Because many of our people, they think they're serving him when actually they are not. This is called deception. This is what Yahushua was talking about when he said, take heed, let no man deceive you. Ezekiel 22:26. Her Kahan have violated my Torah and profaned my Kadash things. They have not. This is what happened to people that do not distinguish between the righteous and the unrighteous. They have not distinguished between the Kadash and the La Kadash, nor have they made difference between the unclean and the clean, and they have hidden their eyes from my Shabbats. Once we do this, we will begin to forget about his Shabbats. We will begin to break his Shabbats. His Shabbats will it will not matter. It doesn't matter if I do this or I do that. We move away from his Shabbat. He says, so that I am profane among them. We don't want to be in the midst of this group. Joel 2:26 and 27. He says, you shall eat and be plenty and be satisfied. And Yada, the name of Yahuwah Yahweh, who has dealt wondrously with you, and my people shall never be put to shame. This is something that's coming. The wicked shall be put to shame. I've been echoing this. I want you to understand, the wicked will be put to shame. Those that say they know him and they know him not, they will be put to shame. And we're going to see it. The world will see it. I told you, they will drop their head in utter defeat. They will be put to shame. It's written. But one thing right here we see. He says, my people, those that return and discern, he says, shall never be put to shame. Then you will know that I am in the midst of Yasharal. And then he says, Ani Yahuwah, your Alua. He says, I am Yahuwah, your Alua, and there is no other. And he echoing the same thing he said before. It's like saying, verily, verily. You didn't get it the first time? I will say it again. My people shall never be put to shame. This is the secrets of the way things are. This is from the Dead Sea Scrolls, FQ 4:17-18. Of course, it's fragmented. And this is what it reads. You are the one who understands. If you've been following this channel for a while, you understand many things. It says, and you understand the secrets, the wonderful secrets. So you understand, I showed and brought out how to tap into the secrets of Yahuwah. Fearful things you will master. Why things are and how they are. Why things are and why they will continue to be. Why the wicked seems like he continue to strive. At night, he says, meditate on the secret. You know the secret. You tapped into the secret I showed you. You know the secret and why things are. And investigate it all times. And then you will know truth and evil. He's saying, then you will know truth and evil, wisdom and falsehood. Consider the wicked in all their ways and their punishment throughout the world eras and eternal punishment. And then you will know the difference between good and evil deeds. For Yahuwah of knowledge is the confidant of truth and in the way and in the secret of the way things are. So this is something that you will need to understand. Last scripture, Leviticus 11:45 and 47. It says, for I am Yahuwah who bring you up out of the land of Mitzrayim to be your Elohim. You shall therefore be kadash, for I am kadash. He's telling us to be kadash. because he himself is kadash. This is the reason we should distinguish between the righteous and the unrighteous.